Joining us now, Delegate Ben Cline from the 24th District. He's a Republican. He's also the chairman of the Conservative Caucus in the House. Hey, Delegate Cline, great to have you.
Hey, John, it's always good to be with you, and we really do appreciate the veterans. You and I wouldn't be here today without them.
Absolutely, and you're in Southwest Virginia. I want you to let all of your constituents know and your friends out there that we'll be finally debuting in Roanoke and Blacksburg in Southwest Virginia on February 1 on 102.5 FM. The Virginia Talk Radio Network will be on 6 to 9, Monday to Friday. Spread the word.
Hey, can't wait to have you down in our part of Virginia, but it's always good to spread the conservative word out all across the Commonwealth, and we've got a great agenda for this session, and so we're working on it here as we speak.
Okay, one of the things that you're working on, I really wanted to have you on that I'm really excited about. I want to share with all of my listeners. Ben Cline has a bill right now that's got legs, and his bill is to ban, that means eliminate, get rid of, make them go away, photo red light cameras. If you're like me, these things drive you nuts. You got so many of them that have gone up in areas. You know, when they first went up, they were going to save this, save that. You know, accidents go down. You know, after a decade, there's no evidence that they do anything except make things worse. You've got case after case after case where municipalities have shortened the amber light so they can do gotcha. And all this has turned out to be is this huge money-making scheme where you get money extracted because they photo your plate, which doesn't make me comfortable anyway, because the cameras, and then you got to pay the money. If you don't, they'll impound your vehicle over time. And not only that, but let me tell you something else, okay? The companies that make these, guess what they do? They donate millions and millions of dollars to the candidates and the municipalities and the supervisors and the delegates and things like that in order to keep passing it. So the money is going from your pocket to incumbents or other politicians. The whole thing is corrupt. Now, that's my narrative, Ben.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head, and we're in a subcommittee right now that is considering my bill, and that lobbyists are lining up out the door on behalf of these camera makers and municipalities who want to keep them and who like the money stream coming in, and they're fighting hard against my bill. But we're going to hopefully get it through subcommittee today. I'm optimistic because I chair the subcommittee. But after that, it's going to the full militia police committee, and then hopefully onto the floor of the House of Delegates. So we need all the help we can get from folks at the grassroots level, letting their elected officials know that they don't like these cameras and they want them to go away.
Hey, I'm going to tell anybody listening today, Richmond, Hampton Roads, Lynchburg, wherever you are, call your House of Delegates member. Find out who it is. You got to just go online, Google your area, House of Delegates, call their office today and say that you want them to vote to ban these red light cameras. Now,
the House bill is House Bill 2163.
House Bill 2163. Let me jot that down. House Bill 2163. Get on the phone at 9 o'clock. Well, I'm on till 10. So get on the phone at 10 when I get off the air. Get on the phone at 10 and say, you want your delegate to back HB 2163, which is a bill by Ben Cline to outlaw these red light cameras. There's not a person in Virginia who can sit there and say, wow, red light cameras, I love them. All they do, they take a photo of your plate. You're absolutely screwed. You could do nothing about it. And they don't solve anything but take money from your pocket. Okay, and is there any evidence at all when these things first came out? We got all this about, accidents is going to go down 20%. Is there any evidence of that they've actually done anything positive?
No, nothing at all. In fact, the only difference is they shift accidents from, the side impacts, which you get from people running red lights, to twice as many rear impacts from people slamming on their brakes when they realize there's a camera, and instead of making the green light or getting through the yellow, they slam on their brakes and they cause a multi-car pileup behind them. So it's just as bad, if not worse, with the kind of accident that results from these cameras.
It's absolutely worse. But the other thing is, it's a scheme. It's all this is a scheme to take your money, and now it's funding different things. But the main thing it's funding is the companies that make the cameras, install the cameras, monitor the cameras, and service the cameras. So you look at this across Virginia, 85% of the money that is generated goes back to the companies that produce these, install them, and monitor them. 85%. So you're only getting this tiny bit of money anyway. And then what they do with that 85% is they roll that back into this huge lobbying effort. So they donate that money back to these campaigns. The whole thing is obscene. I'll tell you the other thing. It's intrusive. I mean, the fact that I got to get something in the mail, when they picture my car, and, I've got my Randy Forbes, for Congress bumper sticker on there. You know what? It's just intrusive, and they don't do any good at all. And so you got to get on the phone. I mean, this is a hot issue, and Ben Cline has brought this to the General Assembly because your local governments, they're getting the cash. They're not going to do anything. It's HB 2163. See, this
John,
one is firing me up.
It flips our system of justice on its head when you're guilty now. When that camera takes your picture, they send you a citation, say, well, we found you guilty. There's been no trial. There's been no evidence. We've just gotten this camera and this photo of your car. We can't even see your face. And so we're going to send you this citation, and now you can come in and prove your innocence if you want, but until then you're guilty. And that's not the way our system of justice works. You're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and you have that right.
George Orwell, 1984 is basically what this. I really hate these, and then you've got a bunch of evidence of municipalities that have actually shortened the amber light by 2 or 3 seconds just so they can do gotcha. And, I mean, is that what this whole thing is about? So just, I don't want to get off on this, but you got it's HB 2163, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, top of the hour. Get on the phone, find out your local delegate, call them up and say you're tired of these red light cameras, you want them to back the bill to ban red light cameras, HB 2163, Ben Cline. You've also got legislation that you call the Affordable College Act. Now, this is a big deal, Ben, because, people are getting out of college now, like my 2 children, and we didn't have the means to pay for all of it. So, between them and me, we've got college debt, $100,000 each that we're going to pay off. Tell us about your Affordable College Act. How does that work?
Well, it would harness the state college marketplace and essentially say, we want our Secretary of Education to create a $16,000 bachelor's degree by combining online programs, community college programs, 4-year degrees, make all the credits transferable, and it can't cost any more than $16,000. Now, that's the average price of a used car. When you're 16, you go get your first used car, you pay about $16,000. When you're 18, you shouldn't have to pay $116,000 and be in debt for the rest of your life to go get your college education. So my bill would direct them to make a $16,000 bachelor's degree. It can be done because there's an organization out there called the Western Governors Association, and it's not just Western states, but it's also Kentucky, and it's also Missouri. There are a number of states that have joined together to put these online courses in a big bowl, and they currently charge $16,000 for you to get a bachelor's degree from their online program. So I've said if we can't do it for $16,000, then we'll join in with the Western Governors. But we need to make this happen so that families can afford a college education for their kids.
So when you say 16,000, if you were to manage to get something like this through, those of us out there who have paid well over $100 for this, you're talking $16,000 for a bachelor's degree combination in class online. Would that be like a guarantee? Would it vary between disciplines, or would this be, look, if I want to major in political science, economics, history, sociology, psychology, I'm going to pay $16,000?
Well, the Western Governors is targeted toward just a couple of different programs. So it's those programs where we really need people. We need teachers, so it's a teacher training program. We need technology experts, so it's in high-tech course areas. And we need healthcare workers, so it's in healthcare areas, training. But, Virginia should be able to use the power of its university system, which is gargantuan, and the cost overruns are so high. They should be able to come up with this on their own and apply it to every subject. You should be able to get a $16,000 bachelor's degree in whatever subject you want. And I'm confident that this is not a partisan issue. We should be able to work with our administration to make it happen. And when we do, you will watch as you see all the private universities come down, because they'll be having to compete. And they won't be able to just say, oh, let them go do their $16,000 plan, because they'll start losing applicants. And that's the power of the marketplace, and that's what we want to harness.
Common sense legislation, if I ever saw it myself. Delegate Cline, your majority leader, Kirk Cox, has got kahunas, I got to tell you. Because one of the things that he's sponsoring is like, look, we got to rein these student fees in. They're paying for football. They're paying for all this stuff. It has nothing to do with your education. And, look, if you can't self-fund this stuff, then it's got to go, because it's another thing that's driving the cost of college in Virginia through the roof. And one of the huge examples, and I'm going to get 100 emails, okay, is Old Dominion University football. I mean, the fees to support this has basically almost doubled the cost of the education. How does that make any sense? And what the majority leader is saying is, look, this is just not the right way to go about it. You'll want to fund football, go to donors, go to alumni, go figure it out. But it shouldn't be on the backs of students coming in that then have to go out with this huge debt. And a part of that debt is funding football. What say you?
Our majority leader is doing a great job. He is a champion for lower-cost education, and he is a former chairman of the Conservative Caucus. Our agenda covers education. It covers social issues with our it covers educational choice for programs for private school. We want to support those. I encourage everybody to go on vaconservativecaucus.org and look at our agenda. It's got a lot of support, and we're hoping to get as much through as possible this year.
All right, we're just about out of time. We want to thank Ben Cline for being with us. He's got a lot of cool things going on.